Hey everyone. So recently I've been getting messaged by developers and designers asking what skills they need to actually start building things in the metaverse or AR and VR, whatever. So not too long ago, I really wanted to get into XR and figure out all of these questions for myself. So what I decided to do is quit my high-paying six-figure job here in San Francisco and really pursue the dream of building things in extended reality. And it took a lot of time to find the trail I was supposed to follow. And in this video, my goal is to eliminate all of those months of searching and just distill down the skills you need to start developing XR experiences today and for next to nothing. Well, not next to nothing, you just need a headset, you need like a computer that can handle it. But almost next to nothing. And so that's where we'll start today. Again, if you like this stuff, like, subscribe, all that crap. And so let's go. Okay, so this may be silly, but the number one skill you really need is a hunger for the craft you're pursuing. And in this case, XR is a brand new craft that hasn't really been explored. So download as many apps as you can, document those experiences, and soon you'll have a library of references. I have a video where I kind of dive into Half-Life Alyx linked above. I also have a Notion board linked below that has a whole library of those patterns so you can get a little bit of a leg up. So the next skill you need or you will have to obtain is a basic understanding of Unity. Now, Unity is free, the community is amazing, and there's a lot of tutorials out there, but the AR and VR side is still evolving. And so I have crafted, again, another Notion board linked below that will give you all of the tutorials to start figuring out how to build your craft. However, it's not that hard, and you'll start being able to create some worlds really, really quickly. Okay, so let's dive into the more expensive parts of the must-haves. And the first one is time. Now, learning one skill, let alone 4 other skills or 5 other skills, takes a lot of time to get really good at. And my advice is to just don't go too deep. Getting too stuck in any of those verticals will so set time aside and you'll be fine. Your second major cost is going to be a computer. If I was going to pick between Mac or PC, go with a PC. Now, when you're developing AR and VR experiences, the ability to iterate quickly is super important, just like any form of design. However, on Mac, the ability to build, which means take what you did and throw it onto your headset quickly, will take between 5 to 10 minutes every time you want to make an iteration. Well, on PC, it's nearly instantaneous. Okay, the last major expense is a VR headset. Now, I would suggest getting an Oculus Quest 2 because it's relatively inexpensive, but those suckers are cool little beasts that can handle a lot, especially for the price point. And with that, you will also need a link cable. And these link cables from Meta, they're around $80, but you can get them on Amazon for around 30 or 40 bucks. Okay, so now let's jump into the nice to haves. And the first nice to have is a background in UX design. So while UX is somewhat different in AR and VR, the fundamentals are still pretty much the same and transferable, which is rad. Actually, many of the most popular experiences in AR and VR today have actually really poor user experience when it comes down to user interface and guidance. So if you have the ability to bring your skill set of UX into AR and VR, you should do that. You will succeed. Another amazing skill to have in your arsenal is a basic understanding of 3D modeling software. And so why is that important? Well, the ability to create your own assets saves you a lot of money and gives you a lot more creative freedom. And the ability to take existing 3D assets and alter them for your developers will be a huge lifesaver. So now let's dive into the tools you will need to start creating things today. And the great thing is that from here on out, the majority of these tools are absolutely free. Let's start with basic UI software. So creating many assets for XR requires image composition in UI software. So I suggest using something like Adobe XD, Photoshop, or my personal favorite, Figma. Now Figma has a pretty decent free plan, so there's no need to spend money to get started. So with that, let's talk about storyboarding tools. The ability to brain dump concepts quickly is a vital skill in the early stages of design. So the first tool is ShapesXR, and ShapesXR is a storyboarding and prototyping tool for MetaQuest 2. And with ShapesXR, you have the ability to prototype and conceive of ideas by yourself or with others in virtual reality. Now, if sketching on a traditional pad is more your speed, I would suggest checking out a blog by Sarah Campari Miller. Here she provides sketching templates and drops some awesome knowledge on how to sketch out and ideate XR concepts.
Okay, as I stated before, you need to learn how to build things in a video game engine. And so we're going to talk again about Unity. So Unity is absolutely free and the community is incredible. However, getting a virtual reality world set up can be a little bit of a headache. And while you can do it with a free plugin called XR Interaction Toolkit, investing in tools such as VR Interaction Framework or Hurricane VR will save you a lot of initial headaches and quickly give you the abilities that could take a long time to perfect. Finally, let's talk 3D composition software. Now, I would suggest Blender, not only because it's free, but also the community is absolutely amazing and will help you every step of the way.
Okay, so that's that. Over the past 8 months of me learning these new skills and teaching people how to use them, I can say as a creative individual, I hate that term creative, just as someone who likes creativity, I feel more empowered by extended reality than ever. It opens so many doors to explore yourself or to create really cool products and really immerse people back into physical reality. It's gonna be a really, really cool ride, and it's just starting. And so I would suggest diving in as early as you can. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to answer them and just try to push you along. Again, I have Notion boards below that give teardowns of applications or tutorial links to get you started so you don't have to wade through all the crap on YouTube. I've even labeled individual tutorials with difficulty ratings so you can know where to start and where to go. So if you enjoy that, give me a like or subscribe and let me know if you want me to add more. Anyway, I hope all of you enjoyed this video. I'm just trying to be more succinct, trying to make this a lot shorter than my first video. So if you have any other questions, let me know. And until next time, plus minus and take care.